Hi, it's Kelly with Coffee Cups and Books, and today I'm here to go over the 10 Untouched Book Tag. First, coffee cup of the day. It's nothing special, it's just Starbucks. I had to go pick up groceries this morning, and on my way I grabbed Starbucks, so yeah. Nothing special. I mean, special inside, but yeah, not a special cup today. Sorry. Okay. Now this tag, the 10 Untouched Books Tag, this is an easy tag. It's just one question, and it's basically to find 10 books that you have had for over a year that you have not read yet. And the purpose is to bring to light the books that you need to check out, the books you need to read, and my birds are going crazy out there. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, the books that you need to read, and just to remember that, hey, these books exist and you own them and need to read them. Okay, I was tagged by Steve at Heroic Book Adventures. I'm going to post his, or put his video in the description below. If you don't watch Steve, he's great. You should. He's a very sweet guy, great booktuber, so I like watching his videos. And according to his video, this tag was created by Rainier Books. So yeah, I will try to find that and also put that in the description as well. So I'd like to give credit where credit is due. So I'm laughing because you can see this guy right here. He is a Moogle from the Final Fantasy game series. My husband is a big gamer, and so he really loves the Final Fantasy game series, and he has shown me like different parts of the games and things like that. And I told him, I was like, oh, those guys are cute. And so he bought me one because I was like, oh, they're so cute. They're called Moogles. For those of you who have never played those games. And we came to my library because I was asking him a question, like, how should I do this? And he's like, one thing you need to do, Moogle needs to be in the next video. This Moogle needs to show. So he moved the Moogle there. So if you know what a Moogle is, or you play the Final Fantasy games, put it down below. So I've watched him play, and they seem like really interesting games, but yeah. Anyway, these guys are cute. Let's get on with the video. Sorry. I'm in a happy mood this morning, I guess. I'm just laughing over everything. Okay. So the first book on my list is, and I'm not going to be going over what these are about. I'm just going to tell you what they are and try to remember how long I've had them. So yeah. This book, the first book is Phantoms by Dean Koontz. I think I've had this year for this year. I think I've had this book for about 2 or 3 years. I bought this at a used bookstore on Ian from Ian the Reader's recommendation. He knows that I want to read all of the Stephen King books, but I'm not going to read it because clowns and me do not mix. No. And so he's like, this book reminds me of it, but with no clowns and no weirdness. I've heard there's some weirdness in the book that I would not like. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. This will be a good substitute for that. Yeah, because I'm not reading with clowns. No, I don't read clowns. I don't do anything with clowns. No, except stay away. So yeah. Anyway, Phantoms by Dean Koontz. So maybe I will read this because I am doing my husband and I are trying to read the Stephen King books, and so I'm trying to read them in order. And so maybe like publication order. So maybe when I get to when it was published, I'll read this one in its place. So hopefully that's not blasphemous to Stephen King fans. I'm sorry, Jake, if it is. I really am. Because I know he's read all of them. So, but yeah, maybe I'll do that. So the next book is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologizes by Frederick Bachman. And I thought this had a different title here in America, and it is. It's My Grandmother Asks Me to Tell You She's Sorry. So this is a British copy, and I got it at a used bookstore. And it's like brand new, I feel like. So I was like, ooh, I just saw it and thought, oh, Frederick Bachman I haven't read. I've read quite a few of his books, and the ones I've read I've really enjoyed. So, and I mean, come on, it's got a dog on the cover. Yeah, you gotta love that. So, no, I have not read this. I haven't read any of these books. But yeah, I've had this book for a couple of years, and one day I'll get to it. Hopefully. This next book, oh, I don't know how long I've had it. A while. It's Teller of Tales. It's a biography of Arthur Conan Doyle by Daniel Stashower. So this actually won the Edgar Award for Best Biographical Work. So you know it's got to be good. I like Sherlock Holmes, and so I thought it'd be interesting to read about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes. I've had this book for quite a few years now. Like, I don't even know how many years. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if I've had it for like 10 years. It really wouldn't. But yeah. And I'm kind of ashamed that I haven't read it yet and I've had it for that long. But yeah, and it's floppy. You gotta love a good floppy book. But anyway, I do enjoy nonfiction from time to time, and I really enjoy biographies and memoirs, and so I want to read this one. I also have a biography of J.R.R. Tolkien that I haven't read yet, and I've had that for a while. I didn't put it on this list, but yeah. The next book is A Start to a Trilogy, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I know this came out a few years ago, and it was everywhere on BookTube. And I bought the trilogy, and I haven't read them yet. So I actually bought these at a used bookstore too, and they're in very good shape. Yay for local used bookstores. Shop used if you can. I have read quite a few V.E. Schwab books with mixed results. I've liked some of the books she's written I've liked a lot, and some of the books she's written I've been like, nah, it's okay. So that's why I've been a little hesitant to get to this, but I just need to. I've heard they're great. They're about different kinds of Londons, and yeah, it sounds interesting to me. And I know she recently published like a series or a couple of books that are like part of this or adjacent to it with different covers, and yeah, I'm not gonna rebuy these with different covers. I'm not doing that. Plus, I like those. They're very simple, simplistic. Oh, my birds. They're being cranky today. The next book on my list is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I've had this book maybe 2 or 3 years. A big chunky boy. This is a book that I've always wanted to read and I've always meant to read. And so that's why I bought it. And haven't gotten to it. I know Ian and I said we were going to buddy read this a few years ago, but we haven't yet. Yeah, I don't think he's read it. So yeah, it's a big book, but it's one of those classic books that everyone should read in their lifetime, I feel. So I want to get to this sooner rather than later. It's not going to be this year. I'll tell you that right now. But hopefully next year. Maybe I'll put this on my 26 in 2026. So maybe I'll do that to get me to read it. The next book on my list is Wildwood Dancing by Juliette Marlier. I've read quite a few of her books and I've enjoyed them a lot. I like the way that she writes. And I saw this at a library sale and it was in great shape. So I was like, ooh, yeah, I'll get it. I haven't read this one by her yet. So yeah, I eventually want to. I like her style of fantasy and yeah, Wildwood Dancing. And look at the cover. It's just fun, very whimsical. The next book I've had for a while, I got it from Book of the Month, Things in Jars by Just Kid. I got it in January of 2020 and I haven't read it yet. So over 5.5 years. I don't remember what this book is about. I have no idea. I know it's pretty, but I have no idea what this book is about. Like, none at all. I still have the bookmark. That's funny that it came with. I forgot. I used to put the bookmarks. Now all the bookmarks I have a coffee cup on top of one of my shelves, and I put all my bookmarks in there. So I'll just put that in there. That's funny. Anyway, I have no idea what this book's about. I've never read anything by this author, so none. I mean, it sounded good 5 years ago, obviously, because I bought it, but yeah. This next book is very, very shameful because I haven't read it yet. It's the very first book I bought from Book of the Month, and that is The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gowar. I bought this September 2018. Wow. Yeah, it's the very first book I bought from Book of the Month. I remember I was so excited to read it. I was like, yay, my very first book from Book of the Month. And I was so excited, I didn't read it. Oh, I'm so ashamed. Yeah, I have no idea what this book is about. I don't remember. None at all. About a mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, apparently. Yep. I've got the bookmarks in here too. That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to put these up there. That's funny. No, I don't remember what this book is about, but it's very pretty. So I should probably read this year so I could put it with with the Book of the Month books I have read. I've got this shelf right here, and there's one above it that are full of Book of the Month books that I have read. So this deserves to be up there. It's the very first one I bought. It deserves to be up there. So yeah. Oof. Okay. These next two books, the last two, I have not had nearly as long. So that makes me feel a little bit better. This one is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I saw this at a used bookstore and I was like, oh, I have heard so many great things about this series. I know there's even a TV show and I want to read it. So I bought it and it's in great shape, but I haven't read it yet. And I know part of it is because I'm like, oh, it's sci-fi though. But as I'm going through my books, I'm realizing that I like sci-fi more than I think I do. So I do need to get to this. This is a space opera, according to the back. So that's exciting. And I honestly don't know what this series is about. I know it's called The Expanse and there's like 8 or 9 books, I think, but I don't know what it's about. I just bought it because I was like, ooh, I've heard people talk about it. So yeah, that's not a good reason to buy books. But yeah, I would like to, if you have read this series, let me know in the comments. So if it's good, did you like it? So I know whether I should prioritize this. So I need to finish the series I've started instead of starting a new one, but it's me. So why not? And the last book I've had for 2 years. I got this for Christmas from my husband because he saw my list of books I wanted. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Now, first of all, can we get some appreciation for the cover? Look at this shiny dragon. Like, wow. Like, I love fantasy books involving dragons. So I really hope that this book involves dragons. But wow. And this is a big, big book. This is why I haven't read it yet, because it's so intimidating. Like, this book is compared to my hand. That's crazy. And I know that there's a prequel book, A Day of Fallen Night, and I think it's just as thick. So, but I don't own that one. I just have this one. This book has interested me ever since it came out, and it's been staring at me in my TBR closet. Like, if I sit here, I look at it, and it's just like, first of all, it's bright, but it's like, Kelly, you haven't read me yet. So yeah, sorry to my husband who bought this for me a couple of years ago, and I haven't read it yet. But yeah, like, you could hurt somebody with this. It's that thick. So I need to get to that. I need to get to all of these. I definitely appreciate this tag because it helped as I was going through my books, it helped me realize just how many books that I have that I've had for over a year, that I've had since 2018. Books that I really need to get to. Like, I should prioritize reading the books I own rather than checking out books in the library or buying new books. I should read the books I own. So yeah, whether I do that or not remains to be seen, but I have good intentions. I know what they say about the pathway paid with those, but I would like to prioritize reading some of these books. Some of these, definitely I'm not going to read all of these by the end of the year. I know that's for sure, but maybe a few. So have you read any of these? If you have, let me know in the comments. And if you want to do this video, it's a very easy and fun tag. Go ahead and do it. You are officially tagged. So, but yeah, thanks again to Steve at Heroic Book Adventures for tagging me on this. I definitely appreciate the tag. So remember, have a wonderful day, and life's too short to drink bad coffee. So don't do it. Bye.